Hey everybody, and welcome back to another new and noteworthy mod review. Today we're going to take a look at the CR600. But before that, this video is brought to you by Gaming Joy. Thank you for being a farm baron. So the CR600 can be found over at the moddingwelt.com website. There will be a link down in the description below. As a result, this mod is available for PC only. You may be asking yourself, what is the CR600? Well, it is a stone crusher and a beet pulper. We do have some configuration options. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in the shop. So if we're going to go to Tools, then we're going to go down here to Miscellaneous. We're going to be able to find the CR600. Or, of course, we can always go to Mods and DLCs to also get to it. $20,000 on the default configuration. In the default configuration, we have a top hopper and then a bottom output chute. And then in this configuration, you're going to need to configure it with an auger or a belt in order then to overload into a trailer. We also have the option of box. In the box configuration, you're going to, again, dump your product in the top. And this time, you will be able to enter the machine. And when you enter the machine, you will have the ability to create pallets or enable pallet creation. And at that point, it will create a box pallet. It will then fill that pallet up with either lime or SugarBeet pulp. And then you'll be able to remove that pallet, and then another pallet will be created automatically once that pallet has been removed. The next option is belt. Once again, you have your top hopper that you will be dumping product into, and you have your bottom output, but this time there is a belt underneath that output, which will then allow you to overload into a trailer alongside. And then the last configuration option is belt and box. Just like the box configuration, this will allow you to enter the machine and enable pallet creation. When you do that, the product will then flow up onto the belt. A pallet will then be created underneath the belt, and product will flow into that belt or into that box. We have the choice of main color. We have the choice of design color. And then we have the choice of our conveyor belt. Now, when you buy this, it's going to appear here at the shop in whatever configuration you bought it in. And the easiest thing to do is to go in here and then enter into transport position. And when you do that, it's going to basically all fold up into a nice little package. Once you have transported to where you want it to go, you're going to go into operating position, just like that, once again. Now, I do want to demonstrate how you actually transport this. You're going to want to use a telehandler. You're going to want to come up along the side of the machine. Then you will put your boom over the top of the input hopper. You'll hit Q to connect, and then you will get a pole that will extend out from that, and then we'll have some chains that will connect to it. And at this point, you can really move it around. Ideally, you would put this on a flatbed trailer, strap it down, transport it to wherever you're going to make use of it, and then connect back up to it with a telehandler. And then when you get to where you want, you just hit Q to disconnect. You'll go back into the machine, and then you will say enter into operating position with X. There you go. Now you'll see this is the box version where we have enable pallet creation. So I'm going to hit B to enable pallet creation. And now when we dump product into this, we should get a pallet over here on the side. For demonstration purposes, I have a bucket full of stones. This particular machine will accept 1,000 liters worth of product at a time. So again, we dump it in the top. This will not allow you to side load with a trailer. There we have the machine operating. Fill level is going down. You can see the information in the bottom right is going down. And when we look at our pallet, we can see that our fill level is going up. It is pretty much that simple. Now let me go ahead and put 1,000 liters in the other trailer, or the other machine. But before I do that, I do want to check, because I did fill this machine earlier. It is a 1-to-1 ratio of input to output. Because I filled this with 1,000 liters of stone earlier in my testing, and I got 1,000 liters of lime out. There you go. You can see how that works right there. Let me go ahead and get set up with some sugar beets, and we'll demonstrate this once again with sugar beets making sugar beet pulp. Okay, we are set up once again, this time with a bucket load of sugar beet. I'm going to go ahead and dump this into the hopper. And you can see that we are getting sugar beet cut out of the conveyor belt. We're going to do the same thing in this one. And remember, this one is configured to enable pallet creation. Enable, there we go. For whatever reason, it didn't seem to acknowledge that I removed the lime pallet, so I just had to enable and disable pallet creation again. And as you can see, we have 1,000 liters of sugar beet cut. A little bit more, but that is because the machine started while we were still overloading into it. Guys, there you go. That is the CR600, a sugar beet and stone crusher. And you can configure this to output at the bottom. Then you can use a belt or auger to overload into a trailer, or you can have it set to create pallets either below that you would then empty or remove with some forks. You can set it up with a belt to overload into a trailer, or again to overload into a pallet that then you remove with some forks. Let me know what you think of this cool little machine. I kind of like it for some smaller scale sugar beet cutting and or lime creation where you don't want to mess around with a big factory. And again, pretty neat how you can hook it up to a telehandler and transport it around, put it on the trailer, get it off of a trailer, and such. And until next time, happy farming.